this segment, we talk of future of work and job roles. So again, Mr. Banerjee, you are the torchbearer of the industry. Now, what are some job roles you see disappearing and what new ones are emerging in their place?
Broadly speaking, you will see job roles which are very, very operational. They will start kind of eventually, I won't use the word disappearing, but transitioning into new upgraded roles, which will be where you will be using a technological platform, whether it is AI or some other software. And probably the banking sector is going to see the biggest impact of it. Any data processing unit will also see some impact.
Okay.
Back offices, where you will see greater emergence of roles is people who will do the analytics of it.
Okay.
And I feel that you are going to see a huge shift or new roles coming up in spaces where there is a scope for enhancing your customer outreach, building hardcore real relationships, and the very same way you will see that what you can do probably with the employee, like lot many organizations are now using AI as a tool to get data about what problems people are facing in the work life.
Right.
And they are bringing in counselors to address those problems. So this counselor role was not there earlier, but I think with the technology now, this volume of data that is coming into, people have been able to make use of it. So that is how probably you will see the changes coming in.
So now, while these changes are coming in, the upskilling and reskilling also become important, right? So how can HR design long-term journeys instead of the short-term programs or the initiatives that we take?
Yes. See, primarily the Indian workforce is all in the 30s and 40s now. So the strength that we have is that we have a fairly good understanding of the work that we do, the domains, that is whatever functions we work into. So identifying how technology can help us should not be a difficult part. But then there are, as you mentioned, what kind of training. One part of the training is a technical training, that how do you use technology? You become much more conversant with it.
Right.
And the other part of it is to do with the behavioral part of it, that how do you react to the such kind of changes? How prepared you are to kind of use that. See, I'll give you an example. ChatGPT can be used to write something or to draft something. But you will always kind of need to have real content, real ideas in your mind to draft something.
Right.
So this is exactly what is going to happen now, that the technology would be the layer 2 of being as a supporting role to what a individual may not be able to do humanly in 8 hours. So part of that task will go. Now, as this happens, what will happen is certain roles are going to get merged.
Right.
So the training from the human resource point of view is that when the merging of roles happen, people should be open enough. So there has to be a kind of shift in the mindset, and technically they should be trained that what is the additional thing and what is the new method of doing it.
Interesting. Very interestingly said. Right. So, question is for you, Colonel Ghosh. The military is constantly reskilling for new threats and technologies. What can businesses learn from the adaptability model of those things?
See, in today's world, there is so much of uncertainty, and as far as military is concerned, a lot of new technology is coming, a lot of new weapon systems are coming.
Right.
The psychology of warfare is changing. About 10 years back, people used to say that future wars will be very short, fast, and intense.
Right.
But that is not the case. You see, Russia war is almost 3 years
3
continuing.
years, yes.
Israel-Palestine war is almost 2 years continuing.
True.
With so much of advanced weapon systems also, the war is elongated. It is prolonged.
That's very surprising.
It is very surprising. Luckily, this Op Sindoor was called off. Otherwise, you would have gone on till I don't know when.
True.
And war costs money. And with the so many UAV platforms coming, remotely piloted vehicles coming, now the war has become very different. You are not facing the enemy. Face to face, you are not fighting the enemy, but you are fighting through RPVs, through UAVs,
Right.
and it is creating much more damage. But the war is on. The technology is there, and we are utilizing it. Everybody is utilizing it. So it has changed the psychology of warfare. It has changed the tactics of warfare, because physically nobody is going.
True.
Physically nobody is going. Physical movement of troops is not taking place.
True.
So this is how the army has changed. The army is changing its own tactics. I have left the army some time
Right.
back. Latest tactics and all, I am not privy to, but I am
Of
sure they
course.
must be changing it.
Of course.
Similarly, in the corporate
side.
industry, like with AI coming in and taking over a lot of work, like a mundane job like marking the attendance.
Right.
Mundane job like marking the attendance or making the payroll, that is all taken over by technology.
True. True.
So the number of mundane jobs have changed, but it is not that everything will be taken over by AI.
Right.
You need manpower. You need people to handle certain things. Like in marketing, for example, in marketing, you need marketing guys. You need a salesman to go and approach somebody to buy something. That
Right.
AI cannot do.
Right. Right. True. Interesting.
So nothing will. We have to coexist.
Right. Right.
That's
So,
all.
another question on those lines for you is, in military, there's resilience gets built, judgment gets built, moral courage gets built. But how do we inculcate those areas in a corporate sector? How do we go about doing that?
Resilience, judgment, and moral courage. 3 words you've used. Now, I will start with resilience. When you keep doing something time and again, you keep failing, keep doing, that resilience comes inside you, that you will keep repeating, keep doing, and you know that you will succeed.
Right. Right.
We have a lot of our like physical tests and firing tests and PT tests and written tests, which are very tough, and everybody is new to it. So everybody fails.
Right. Right.
Everybody fails. You again do it, and we don't have a system of bypassing. You have to pass that exam.
Correct.
You have to, like, you all must have seen that movie called Prahar, very famous movie, where that you climb through stairs and you do a monkey crawl and jump into a swimming pool. That is called Lido jump. And that is something which is compulsory for a commando course.
Okay.
So when you do commando course, you have to do that Lido jump. It is known as a confidence jump. So that is something you can't bypass. You have to do it.
Right.
Whatever time you fail, you have to go and do that Lido jump. That builds your resilience.
Right. Right.
And I will give it examples only. Judgment, a very small thing I will tell you. When we are in the academy, we are taught judging distance.
Right.
When you see a target, you judge distance. It is at what range it is.
Right.
400 meters, 500 meters, 800 meters. From here, that judgment part starts coming in your life.
Right.
To judge things properly with your idea, with your experience.
True.
With your idea, with your experience. And it is the sixth sense in you which makes you judge things.
True.
When you are sitting in an ambush, whole night you are sitting quietly in an ambush. Whenever there's a movement, you can judge from the sound of vegetation, sound of dogs barking, that there is some kind of militant movement or not.
Right.
This comes with practice. This comes with
Resilience.
resilience.
True. True.
And one more word you have asked.
Moral courage.
Moral courage. in life, whether you are in the army, whether you are in the corporate, whether you are doing anything, that moral courage to accept your responsibility, to accept your mistakes, is something which makes you a better person.
Right.
So, moral courage is something we should imbibe in a child from very nascent stages of life.
True.
And how do you imbibe? You don't keep, putting that fear in the child's mind, whatever he does, and you will start thrashing the child or, scolding the child, and that child will be in a habit of telling lies to you.
Right.
Toffee khaya? And the child says, yes, khaya, and you start, beating the child or scolding the child. No, you explain that toffee is not good for your teeth.
Right.
It will spoil your teeth. So that child will have that moral courage to tell, man, I've done this mistake.
Right.
So that has to be imbibed in everybody, whether it is in the armed forces, and that is mainly actually imbibed from very, very nascent stages as a small child at home, then at school, then at various levels at your workplaces, at your higher education institutions.
True.
So this is a culture.
True. So the question that you, sir, so when we hire, or when you would be hiring, you would be looking at resilience, judgment, or the courage aspect of it. But you can apply that to when you're hiring new people. But about the existing workforce, if you have to build these qualities, do you think, is it doable in the first place?
See, there are certain things probably training will have limitation.
Correct.
And this is probably
One of those
areas. What you need to do, and now I'm making an extreme statement, is probably, I think moral courage and all these things are very foundational, core human belief, part of the belief system.
True.
If there is something that is lacking on such fundamental basics like ethical behavior and all, I am of the opinion that organization should take very drastic action and remove those people, because my experience in the last decade or so has been people who are not the right fit to be part of a system, if you continue with them, they will do more damage to the system than bringing any value to the system.
Right.
And sometimes, we are in this dilemma that how do we take such a drastic action on someone?
Right.
But we have to, and this is something very, very important in a country like India, where you have a younger demography who are actually, we may not realize that, but we are being observed at every moment that what our actions are, and whether we have the moral courage to do what we are expected to do. Only then we can claim ourselves to be leaders. And I think one of the things that defense forces has is that probably they compromise on everything, but they never compromise on integrity.
Right. True. That's a no-go completely. Well, thank you once again for sharing that bit. On a concluding note in this segment, how do you see intergenerational teams performing in the future workplace, and what can be done to bridge the mindset gap? So, whoever would like to go first.
Rajiv can answer first.
In my first section, I had told the same thing, I'll repeat it.
Yes.
That any organization, if you go and see the senior lot, they're not very technology savvy and all. There are still people who, very senior level people who take out a printout, change the draft with hand.
Yes.
And
I still see.
Yeah, it happens. And you see the Gen Z people, the way they handle the gadgets. Like I see my daughter, when I can't handle my mobile, I give it to her.
Right.
And she does it. So they are inborn talent,
True.
So we have to amalgamate this.
Right.
Now the Gen Z people, they are very tech savvy, but they are not, the social skills are not very good, because they are very secluded their whole day in their, gizmos.
Right.
They're busy with their gizmos, chatting with somebody. But when it comes to social skills, and past 5-6 years, COVID and all, that made them more shy. Yeah.
True.
So their social skills are less, negotiation skills are less,
Yes.
which the senior lot has.
Yes.
So this is how you amalgamate, and we can learn from each other.
True. True.
We
Very
can
rightly
learn
said.
from each other, and the age of learning never comes to an end.
Absolutely.
So if I am a senior level guy, I don't know how to use a gadget or how to use technology. I maybe I learned Chat GPT from my daughter.
Right. True.
But how to interact with people, how to negotiate with people, how to go out and talk to people, how to be more social, my daughter learns from me. So this is how we amalgamate and learn from each other, and the world is beautiful.
Absolutely. What's your take on it, sir?
Yes, I think primarily, see, at every point of time in history, different generations have worked together.
Right.
Because this is a continuous process, it's part of the nature.
True.
And now also we are going through kind of our generation, the generation who are younger to us, and we have to work with people who are older to us.
Right.
It is on us to enhance our skills by interacting more with those generations, and more importantly, to learn the art of interaction, because conversation is a skill, and interacting, getting information, getting ideas from people is a skill. And therefore we have to, why it is a skill now, and probably at this point of time it has become skill. Earlier, 20 years back, this was happening naturally as a part of the way we lived.
Right.
But now it has changed, it has become a skill, because our education system unfortunately has certain deficiencies, and therefore at a young age people are not getting into situations where they are either playing together, or they are interacting together, or they are co-creating something together.
Right.
For the generations that are who are older to us, or probably in the 50s, 60s, or beyond that, they bring a lot of richness of experience. And I'll give you a specific. Take for example Marshall Goldsmith. He's now almost in the 90s, but look at his popularity as a management expert, and whatever he's writing and contributing, uh, because he is actually interacting and learning from people who are younger to him. So it's a journey that both the ends have to kind of travel towards in the opposite direction.
Right.
I have to work with people who are in the 20s, because I'm not that old yet that those people I can kind of shut them out, and so I have to kind of understand them, and they will also have to travel that extra mile to understand what is way I think, and I think that will bring a different richness of experience. And I was reading something which is very interesting. The Greek civilization and Roman civilization, they experienced it. If you look at Socrates, Aristotle, and all those philosophers, they worked with very young people. At the age of 60, they worked with people who are in the 20s or
Right.
30s. And take for example, Alexander is a very good example. And similarly, in Indian Upanishad and our Vedas, if you go through the Gurukul system, if you look at,
Right.
it works well. So there is no problem. It is only thing that now it has become a skill, and who is at what level of skill, what level of proficiency in doing that. Uh, you interact with someone. If you don't like that small interaction, no, then you will never be able to build relation, and probably that interaction and that person is very important to you.
Right.
You have a lot to learn from that. But if you are failing to do that, then for a young person it's a loss of opportunity, and for someone who is a little more experienced and mature, it's a loss of opportunity. Probably this young guy could have been a great resource for him.
True. True.
So that is
Absolutely.
how I see it.
Very well said. Well, thank you once again for sharing again wonderful insights.